We try to avoid it most of our lives, dealing with a broken heart. But even those of us with strong heart health when it comes to love could be in trouble.
Dr. Brenda Mendizabal is with the American Heart Association Board of Directors. She's also the Director of Pediatric Preventive Cardiology for Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. So we know you have a ton of heart with all of the wonderful work that you do, but for women who are watching at home right now, there are some of them who might be minutes away from a serious heart issue. What would you tell them in terms of the symptoms to look for?
Yeah, I think what most people know is crushing chest pain.
Right.
What a lot of women don't know is that they will sometimes experience other symptoms. So it can be crushing chest pain, but they'll also sometimes feel nauseous. They'll feel lightheaded. Some of them will start to sweat a little bit.
I want to say that you all are doing such a good job in spreading awareness about some of these warning signs and symptoms. I went to the doctor once because it turned out I was having a panic attack, but because I was so unfamiliar with the symptoms, they can present sometimes the same way. But you all have done such a great job in spreading awareness to, like, just go get checked.
Yeah.
Just go get checked. If you are unsure, go see somebody.
That's what I tell women all the time, and I tell everybody. Like, if you feel any chest pain, especially if you're exercising or doing any kind of physical activity, get to your nearest emergency room, call for help, because really the symptoms can be pretty vague. But I feel like chest pain is something that we all know.
Right,
but sometimes we'll say, oh no, I'm busy. I need to go pick up my kids. I need to do something else.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. And you have to listen to your body.
Yeah, and I could see how the symptoms can overlap because a lot of women are going through menopause and you have all of these things that could be happening. But I think the chest pain is one that really stands out.
Absolutely.
So are there certain groups within women that stand out or who are more prone to getting heart disease or having a heart attack or something like that?
Absolutely. So it's women of color. So women of color are definitely more likely to have these cardiac events. And honestly, if you have any cardiovascular comorbidities, so obesity, diabetes, history of high blood pressure or high cholesterol, you're obviously more at risk as well. If you have a family member who's had a heart attack or stroke early in life, then there's a possibility you can carry some hereditary form of that can put you more at risk as well.
And I want to talk a little bit more about your specialty because you're working with kids, and I'm so glad you're doing this really wonderful work, but it also points out something that is quite alarming too, that we're seeing more and more kids that are on this track to have heart disease very early in life.
Absolutely. I tell families all the time, I shouldn't have a specialty.
Right.
We shouldn't need a pediatric preventive cardiologist to take care of kids with high cholesterol and high blood pressure. But the reality is that obesity is rising and really worldwide.
Right.
And so all the work we're doing is really to help prevent kids from having future events. So I work with families, and I really work with families, not just the kids, but in having them recognize what a lifestyle is that's heart healthy. And so we talk a lot about nutrition, physical activity, staying away from smoking and vaping, lots of stuff.
All important things. So speaking of the work that you're doing and things that you're participating in, events, there's a big walk coming up this Saturday. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Pittsburgh Heart Walk is at Point State Park on Saturday. It's going to be a family-friendly event.
Right.
So we're going to have lots of events for the kids, like face painting and
like a little
balloons.
kid zone.
Yeah,
right.
kid zone. But more importantly, we're going to be doing hands-on CPR demonstrations. So really, for anybody who wants to learn how to do CPR, we're going to be there doing hands-on CPR demonstrations. We'll have flu and COVID booster shots. We're going to do hypertension screens, cholesterol screens. So it's really a family-friendly event for anybody.
We talked about this on Pittsburgh Today Live this morning too, and I think what's really wonderful is there's all of that wonderful stuff, the screening, but even just being there, if you want to support this cause,
absolutely,
you are helping future missions of helping other people learn CPR and all of that too.
Absolutely, and all the money that we're going to be raising during the event helps with research, nutrition-based guidelines, all kinds of stuff, especially that helps us as providers, so we can help our families, which is our #1 priority.
Yeah, well, thank you for all of the work that you're doing. So very important.
It really is. Yes. Thank you again. And we want to give you all the details in case you didn't jot them down. The Pittsburgh Heart Walk is taking place this Saturday, September 21st at Point State Park. Things really get pumping at 8 a.m. And if this conversation inspired you to walk too, you can still register. We're going to have a link on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. Coming up next, what were we thinking? We all follow beauty trends that have us shaking our heads at embarrassment, but misery loves company. So we're sharing your regrets too next in our 3 o'clock drop.